Welcome into A Toast of Film. I'm your host, Ebo. And guys, y'all are going to hear this a lot. I'm sorry that all these episodes have been delayed. This is on me. We are actually redoing the studio. So it's been a lot of work. We've been tearing down things, moving things, but I think the ending is going to be very cool for y'all. You know, I'm working on catching up. I got all kinds of reviews lined up. Also, you know, your boy has been talking to a wonderful woman, so hopefully we'll have updates on that sooner than later. And today we're just doing a nice little chill one. And that is, I'm just doing a double feature review, and we'll be reviewing Happy Gilmore 2, new Netflix film, and Oh Hi. This is a new theatrical film. So, you know, appreciate y'all's patience. Stay with us. I probably am dropping like 5 episodes in a row today because I'm just trying to knock off all the things that I've been missing. And so I am toasting this week with the Sam Adams Summer Ale. This is a citrus wheat ale. I actually think that one's pretty good. And y'all know me, I'm not the biggest beer guy, which is funny that we toast, but it's also funny because we are talking about Happy Gilmore 2. So this is from Kyle Newacek, director of Workaholics and Game Over Man. Now, this is going to be an interesting review because since it's, you know, on Netflix, you can pause, I can take notes as I go, as opposed to formulate my notes afterwards. So I will start out with this. I will say this movie, basically, if you have ever been in a Happy Madison film, you're in this. If you were a character who is still, like, where the person is still alive in real life, who was in the first Happy Gilmore, you are in this. If you were a character who was in the first Happy Gilmore who in real life has passed, your son is in this. And so that's just one thing I have to get out of the way. If you are a golfer who anyone on the planet has heard of, you are in this. I mean, I think there's probably like 80 cameos in this film. So, what is this about, you may ask? Basically, it's the same plot as the first movie, except Happy has become an alcoholic loser after inadvertently killing his wife, Vanessa. His daughter, she's the only one of the family who's like actually trying. His sons are just pieces of trash like him. One of them is actually the wrestler MJF, so I thought that was pretty funny. And John Daly, there's a lot of golf humor in this, and I'm a big golf guy, so John Daly lives in his garage, which I think is hysterical. So basically Happy gets evicted once again from his grandma's house, all this stuff. And then, you know, his daughter, she's a really good dancer. And so she's been accepted into this famous Paris dance place. But of course, Happy needs money. So he hasn't touched a golf club since inadvertently killing his wife. So he is like, okay, I got to try and golf again. So he goes golfing, and it's with Eric Andre and Margaret Qualley. And they don't know it's him at first, and then later he reveals it. This had some good stuff because Margaret Qualley and Eric Andre, just so funny. Especially Margaret Qualley. She is hysterical. She does this dance routine after she hits a ball out of a bunker, which is, sand trap. And then the golf cart crash is hilarious. We get our first like reprising role, Ben Stiller from the first movie. He's in this. Still, his character's terrible. We get a talk show podcast montage because you got to make sure that you let people know, hey, this is set in present day. One thing I thought was hilarious is Haley Joel Osment is the villain in this movie, which I thought is very funny because, like, Haley Joel, he's just a funny guy. Julie Bowen, I was very surprised when they got her back in this. Shooter McGavin, of course, he's back, still being Shooter. And then it evolves into basically this maxi golf, which is like this just completely idiotic version of golf, explosions, weird courses, all this versus regular golf. Basically, it's making fun of live golf versus regular golf. And then they get Becky Lynch is one of the golfers, and the maxi course is just utter chaos. I will tell y'all that the maxi courses. They have a fantastic. They have some really good golf jokes in here. They have a fantastic Scotty Scheffler getting arrested joke that I thought was really funny. They have a really funny scene with Jack Nicklaus where he orders the drink an Arnold Palmer, and the waiter is like, "Oh, an Arnold Palmer," and he's like, "No, Jack Nicklaus," but I get confused a lot. So if you like golf, there's a lot of great golf jokes in this, and like the waiter's Travis Kelce. Bad Bunny plays the caddy for Happy in this. This movie has a lot going. Like there are some decent ideas. I think a lot of that is my nostalgia for Happy Gilmore. Eminem has a really funny, a lot of the sons of the characters are pretty funny. I will say Chubb's son, they really dropped the ball on that one. It wasn't funny. It wasn't needed. They could have just scrapped that. It was a waste of time. This movie, it has funny moments, but overall it just, I don't know, it just felt just stupid. And I know probably if I was watching Happy Madison for the first time, or Happy Gilmore for the first time, that I would probably think it's just stupid, but I enjoyed the first Happy Gilmore. This is more like, okay, it was on streaming, so it's not a big deal. I watched it, what have you. I had some laughs. For those laughs, I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 cheers. I think there is some funny stuff in here, but mostly the movie's just stupid. And also the movie, it just doesn't know when to stop a joke. So like he has like hidden flasks, like his golf club is a flask, a cucumber is a flask. They do that joke like 100 times in this movie. So by the time he's doing it, out on the course to like a pine cone or whatever, like it's not funny anymore. So Happy Gilmore 2, like I said, it's on streaming. If you want to check it out, check it out. All right, so next up is Oh Hi. So this is from writer director Sophie Brooks, and we have Molly Gordon as Iris and Logan Lerman as Isaac. Molly Gordon, I know her from, she's been in a lot of stuff, but I know her from Booksmart. She was very good in that. And Logan Lerman is old Percy Jackson. So they're going on their first like trip as a couple, and something happens, and things get interesting after that. Playing their friends, we have Geraldine Viswadin as Max, John Reynolds as Kenny, and then playing the neighbor of the place they're staying is Mr. Gizmo, Mr. Small Soldiers himself, David Cross playing Steve. This movie I really enjoy. I think the chemistry between Molly Gordon and Logan Lerman was very good. I like a lot that they do in this movie. I'll tell you this, it is basically a showcase for Molly Gordon because the amount of things she does in this movie, very interesting. Like I said, I really like their chemistry. I think it's basically, not to spoil too much, but it's almost like a rom-com gone wrong into Misery. For those who know, they know. But Oh Hi, I think it's a really, cute movie. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed the ride. I will say the ending doesn't quite land. It doesn't crash. It's just rough landing for the ending. I think there could have been some tighter writing with that. But Oh Hi, I think is definitely worth your time. It was quite a surprise. I went to it because I was like, okay, I like these, actors, actresses. I think it'll be cool. I enjoyed it. I'll give it a 3.6 out of 5 cheers. I think it's very enjoyable and definitely worth your time. But guys, hopefully, sooner than later, we'll have the new surprise backdrop, so I won't have to use this green screen. And we just hope you stick with us. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok, Toast Film on all one word. Words are hard. Check us out on Twitter at film_toast, or check us out on beautiful YouTube. You can see how disheveled I am. We've been working very hard. A lot of exciting things, though. A lot of catching up to do, though. And we just hope you have a good night and good viewing.